welcome back. My name is Santia, and where did January go? Like, oh my goodness. I feel like historically, January has always been one of those really, really long months. I find this one kind of just went by very, very quickly. I'm not complaining. I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm good. I hope you guys are alive, healthy, and good. And let's plan for February. So this is going to be my first year doing Plan With Me content. I love consuming Plan With Me girlies. I am definitely on that side of the algorithm. I really enjoy videos like that. There's some that are very, very, very like well planned and well thought out, and I admire the girls that do those things. However, we are just gonna keep it simple over here. I'm just like attaining my goals the best way that I can this year, and I feel like 2026 is gonna be one of those years where a lot of people are just gonna try to shoot for the stars a little more. I think we have so many examples in the world on social media about what life could lead or what you could have if you just take the time to focus on yourself. And I think historically there were a lot of beliefs that we couldn't have great things, we couldn't have amazing lives, and we couldn't live our dreams. And I find there's so much data out there of people who have taken a chance on themselves. A lot of us this year, I find, will be the year of entrepreneurs. Again, I feel like maybe the last 2 years, some people still did dabble into entrepreneurship, not as much as when like COVID hit, because it was like, I don't mean to call the C word, but it was like, okay, we needed to sink or swim, or a lot of people decided to learn to swim, and they found their ways to like create money and create better alternatives for themselves. And I find 2026 is just gonna be one of those years where people will get back into like just shooting for the stars, trying at something greater than themselves. I've heard so many people say 2025 was a tough year. I think 2025 was a tough year for me. It was a good year overall because I feel as though I grew a lot as a person. It's like one of those times where you ask the universe, hey, I want to be patient, I want to be more loving, I want to be, you pray for these things that you want to have within yourself or to show that you have within yourself. And then the universe definitely puts you in positions to allow you to test yourself or be that type of person. And I find like in 2025, I had so many tests. I went through a lot of anxiety. I didn't utilize it in the best way because I had a lot of fears towards the future. And instead of allowing those fears to empower me, strengthen me, help me plan better, differently, I allowed it to let it cripple me. And I know some people do that at times. I know quite a few friends that like let anxiety take root, and it prevents you from moving, it prevents you from functioning, it prevents you from doing so much. And I'm definitely one of those people who dealt with that in 2025. It was really, really bad. And to be sitting here and comfortable within my skin, within my body, within my mind, and just being able to try to make a better life for myself way beyond my biggest dreams that I thought that I could have for myself, even living in this place, has been one of those like wildest dreams for me. And now that I've lived it, I've experienced it, I'm ready to take more chances on myself to see where that will lead. So this year, I'm definitely working on being the best version of myself that I could be by 1%. I'm gonna aim this year at being 1% better, and that's why we're gonna do these check-ins, these reviews, and hold ourselves accountable and all the things. So I'm gonna start with my ins and outs for the next month. I wrote it down in my book. I'm definitely a paper girly, pen and paper girly. I think when you guys are doing your reflecting and your reviews and stuff, always start with journaling. I eventually you will get to your computer and adding your things on your computer, but I feel as though pen to paper is just the most unmatched way to start. So I did my journaling this morning. I did my reflecting. It's a couple days before February. We're not in February just as yet, but I think this will be posted at the beginning of February. So my ins and outs. So pretty much the things that worked for me in January, things that didn't work. So a couple of things that I found that I did in January that really need to go. January, my motto was more production and less consumption. I am a YouTube girly. I could sit and watch YouTube videos for hours. I love to support anybody's channel, anybody that I see pop up. I love to follow along with the girls that I historically have watched. So I'm a hardcore YouTuber. I'm not as much on social media. My downfall was I reduced my intake on YouTube. And not that saying watching YouTube is a bad thing. I just know that every time I watch it, I always feel this comparison to other people. My content is not going to be as good. And during the month of January, I find there's so much content about people trying to improve their lives or sell you something or sell you how to grow your YouTube channel, how to do this. There's so much how not to do, how to grow on YouTube. If I were starting a new YouTube channel, this is all the things I would have done. And these are normally coming from the big people who they're just trying to sell themselves more. I'm pretty sure that some of the information is valuable, but there's just so much of that information out there, and so much of the same thing being said, that if I kept listening to it, I would have given myself this false idea of starting, this false idea of I put in a lot of work just because I consumed a lot. So my motto for January was to execute more than I consume, and I think I did good on that because there are two sides of that coin. I did good on that because I did successfully post every week for January, so I was able to show up for my YouTube channel because I didn't consume as much. I removed that comparison of other people, of other things, that mental burnout that you get from consuming too much. And I was able to get back into my reading and just actually aligning myself with my goals that I had set for myself rather than consuming what other people were doing. But the flip to that coin was I learned this from, what's her name? Layla Ermozi, where she said that sometimes to cut a bad habit, there's nothing wrong with replacing it with a lesser evil. One of her examples was that her mom was a smoker and then she replaced it with drinking and then she replaced it with something else, to eventually got to a point of not entertaining this habit of hers. She just replaced it with a lesser evil. So for me, I replaced it with scrolling. I ended up scrolling so much this month, which I don't like. It's not for me, but it was still good to get a little bit more data because something that I do want to improve on this year is creating short form content. So less scrolling is my first out that needs to go. Less YouTube consumption. I think I did a very good job of it in January, but that's just something that I want to continue so that I could bring more value, bring more consistency, and just pour more into me so that I could then release what is already within me, because I've just been consuming for years in terms of books, knowledge, wisdom around me, life experiences that I could share with others. But because I'm consuming so much, I just don't feel as though my thoughts or my ideas or my experiences would be as great as somebody else online, because I feel as though, that comparison is definitely the thief of joy. So I'm going to reduce my consumption so that I could be a better me for my goals. And then the final thing that is definitely going out is multitasking. I believe that multitasking was something that, it's good to do, but I genuinely feel like monotasking is the way to go to get towards your goals. That is my first is monotasking. I want to even stop listening to music while working, because then sometimes I don't get to a point of deep focus. And I think that monotasking, just canceling out your environment, not having background noise, background music to, distract you. Maybe after 30 minutes of deep focus, I would then entertain the idea of having some sweet soothing music. But initially I want to be able to do something and not have any other distractions, not have any tabs open on my computer and not have any tabs open in my mind. I know sometimes it's a good use of time and effort in terms of listening to a podcast and washing dishes, but there are certain times when I feel as though I just need to lock in and just focus on that thing and not allow my brain to be working more than usual, because I feel working from home and being in marketing, your brain is always working. I feel as though I'm never taking a vacation because I'm always working mentally. I'm always thinking about what's the latest thing that's happening, because a job that is physical labor, you could do it throughout the day. You cut it off at 5 o'clock and you're back home. A job that relates around computer work, I feel as though people in that field, we are always thinking, because it's one of those things that causes you to always use your brain, and that's something you literally cannot turn off. So for years, I've just felt as though my brain has just always been doing too much, because I think I've just never learned how to just shut it off completely and just be complete zen for a long period of time. And there's so much things around us right now that are just keeping us distracted, keeping us entertained. And I feel as though I need to get to a point that when I'm doing some work, I don't have anything else in my brain, because your brain is such a sponge. And I am just tired of having her overwork. I need to protect her. at all costs. My in is monotasking. Another in is more reading. I didn't do as much reading this month as I would like to, but I still did commit to finishing one book, and I'm halfway through my second. But we're also going to go through my goals that I set for January, and we're going to check them off just to make sure where we're at, what we're doing, what we did. Another in is stretching, morning stretching. I did not do as much as I would have liked in this month because I think I've had this guilt of thinking that I need to work out every single morning. I used to be a gym girly in the morning. I definitely know I'm not. I'm an afternoon workout girl now. I prefer going to the gym in the afternoon time. I feel better doing that, and I'm just gonna adjust my schedule to fit my present personality. Eventually I'll get to a point where I enjoy morning workouts again, but right now I just really don't. So I've been having like this guilt on mornings between should I stretch or should I go to the gym, and then I play with the idea of both, and then sometimes I go to the gym, sometimes I do a stretch, but I just want to move going to the gym in the afternoon time and just use my mornings for stretching. Maybe I would do that down by my pool area or in my apartment. Either way, it really doesn't matter the location, but the aim is to do more of that. So my morning Spanish practice. As you guys know, I'm in Latin America. I am a Caribbean girl. We moved to Latin America. They speak Spanish here, and I'm just like really aiming to improve my understanding. So another thing that I wanted to start doing is when I do commit to watching YouTube videos, I'll watch vloggers in Spanish rather than English. And I started watching a couple, and I think they're Latinos. They speak más rápido, but I need to understand them when they're speaking quickly, because I find myself saying, "Puedo hablar más despacio, por favor?" Like, you guys need to slow it down. And I keep like looking at the tab to see if it's on like by one, because sometimes I listen to videos like fast, and then I looked at it and I'm like, okay, I didn't speed up this video. You guys are just speaking quick. Like, just slow down. Like, slow it down. But that's the only way that I could learn. The more I consume, the way I work that mental muscle to like think or learn in another language, to put together sentences a lot faster and in real time. Because I find myself like in person, I'm definitely buffering when somebody asks me something, and then when I ask them to slow it down, I'm like, you need the answer to that, and then my brain spazzes out, and then I'm back to speaking English again, because I just don't have that much like faith in my responses in real time. This year, the aim is definitely to be bilingual. And then I think one of my outs should have been spending, like overspending. I found in January that I spent a little bit too much, and we'll get into that when we move over to my goal setting for goal review for January and my goal setting for February. But those are my ins and outs for the month. Overall, I thought January was a pretty good month. It was just really quick, man. And I feel as though like as soon as I started to get into like a rotation or routine, it was like, let's try that again next month. Let's capitalize. Let's do better next month. But we are gonna move over to my Notion template where I have my goals for January, and then we're gonna review what I wanna do or set out to do in February. Hey guys, so I'm in my office now. So we are gonna go through my Notion template. I was actually here drinking some tea. On my last video, I had somebody reach out and mention to like try more teas. And first of all, thank you for the comment. I really appreciated that. So today I'm actually drinking a green tea. I remember I messaged her and told her that I don't wanna like upset the tea community because I need milk in my teas. And they were like, girl, just do what you need to do, but come to the tea family. So I just had some green tea and it was really good. And I think that's one thing that I'm definitely going to incorporate more of, is drinking teas this month. But let's head over to my Notion template where I got my goals and my amazingness listed. Okay, so over here is my Notion template that I built. I'm so proud of it. I've created it last year, but it was never like to the point that would make me happy. Always remember who you are. That's like my mission and my values for this year. There's some more drop down in there that are a lot more personal that I didn't really want to show on camera. This year, I will focus on God by reading the Bible daily. I aim to commit to my full potential by planning each day towards them. So those are my like core values for like the overall year. And my word for January for the year has been to expand. So my goals and objectives, they're in there, but those are a lot more personal. I don't want to show those on camera. And then in here I have like my daily habits. So when I open it, there are I have a picture of myself. I have like my daily habits. It resets very easily. And so these are all things that I would love to do in the morning. And then these are all things that I would love to do every evening. And right now I'm still in the testing phase to see like what feels right, what feels comfortable doing. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. I think January was definitely like trial run month just to see like how I felt, how I adapted, and you know what made sense. So like even the exercising one was one that I was trying to figure out if that made sense to have continuously in my morning. So I have it broken down in quarters. Obviously we view life in quarters. Let me close here for now, which is just literally is the best way to look at your goals, especially if you're an anxious person like me. It's a lot easier to see them in tiny short runs rather than the full year. So my affirmation for January was to produce more than you consume, and I definitely think I stayed true to that one. And then for February, I'm gonna be stop being cute and start being capable. So in January, I have it broken down into financial, personal, professional, and self-care and health and well-being. I think for February, I kind of separated that. I'm not sure why, but we will get into that later. So for my financial goals, I have my saving goals. It's in a drop down. I didn't want to show those on camera, but I completed those and I'm gonna check that off. January, I did not stick to a budget. I did a lot more spending than I should have. So I feel, I don't even know how to put a line through it. Yeah, that did not happen. Like, I feel really, really bad. I did way too much spending. Improving my financial knowledge, I did do this. I watched a lot more information in terms of investing. So I'm gonna put a tick there. Okay, maybe not do it like that and just keep it open. I want to make it like very dramatic in my face that, girl, you did not do the thing. Maybe like that. Yeah, I didn't stick to my budget. And update my expense sheet, which I did, so I could tick that off. And yes, I still do my expenses on a spreadsheet. I am a oldie at heart. I'm sorry. I just enjoy doing them better. I think eventually I'll move up to an app or something, but for now, I really like having control of my finances in a visual way like this. So then in my personal, should I just leave them over for the sake of the video? My personal goals, I have hit 1K on YouTube, and then I had the list of videos that I wanted to create for the month. So Life is a Passion Project, I published that one. I think I did this one, Life is a Passion Project. I did 2 of them. For some reason this is in color, I'm not sure why. And then to become a planner girly, I did this one, and then this video is the one that we're actually recording now. So I'm just gonna check it off just to feel good about myself. For January, I also wanted to read 3 books. I'm on 1.5, so this one I did not accomplish, which really sucks. I had to meet with my lawyer. Right now I'm working on my visa and I had to connect with her, which I did. We had a meeting up to yesterday. Things are going swimmingly, so that is going to be a little process that is going to take a lot more finances and stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I really needed to stick to my budget, which I didn't, but we're going to improve. And then practice Spanish daily. I did complete this one. I actually feel a lot better in my Spanish journey this month than I have ever before. I find before I used to miss too many days to get back to practicing and then stay off social in the AM. That did not happen because, yeah, your girl started scrolling a little too much. So that one is, you know, we didn't make that one happen, but we will try a little better next month. And then I have professional goals. So learn how to create Google Ads. I did quite a few courses on this, but I need to get into like the testing phase and not just consuming and taking notes. And then finish my business plan. I did not complete this one, but I did share it with one person to get feedback from. So I'm waiting for that person to respond. There was another person that is like really good at business that I wanted to get feedback from them on, but at the stage that my business plan was at, I didn't feel comfortable sharing it with this person because I knew they would be a lot more critical and I wasn't ready for that level of feedback. At least I know my downfalls right now, but I will continue to work on it over the weekend because I do want to close off the month and start February with new goals regarding the business that I wanted to start. So then for self-care and well-being, get a massage. I haven't gotten that yet. We have like 2 more days, and not 2 more days, like I think we still have the weekend in January. So I'm gonna try to get this weekend. And then stretching AM, I did not do as much as I would have liked, so this one definitely did not accomplish this one, and I really need to work on this because your girl's feeling the pains in her back. And I do want to drink more water. I should have put like a goal behind this in terms of like how much more water I wanted to drink or want to drink, but I just felt like keeping it light, just to remember to drink the water was the more important point for me this month. And I really did. Like every day I would just get up and say, okay, let me go get my water bottle, let me go get my water bottle, because it's on my daily habits to drink more water. So I didn't want to like force myself to feel like a punishment to drink a gallon of water per day just to remind you to drink water, which I did. So 3 meals per day, yes and no. There were some days that I find that I was not as good as I could have been, and I just need to get back into food prepping, which I definitely will do in February. So for now, I'm not gonna take this one because I feel as though my eating habits in January were not that good. Like I replaced a meal with like protein shake, which is not bad, but I just want to like really be serious about the meal part, just eating the meal. And then work out 5 days a week, which I did hit, and I feel very good about that. That's definitely why I need the massage, because I could really feel my body and my bones. Like I really need to release some of the tension that has been built up from going to the gym so often, so much more intently. And that's pretty much it for now. I actually feel a lot better now that I could see that I ticked off so many things that I wanted to have done this month. Not exactly all the things that were like the most important in terms of like finishing the business plan and sharing it with somebody else, but at least I got like halfway through the actual act of completing the task. For this one, I have it up here, hit 1K on YouTube, but I don't actually have it to check it off. But those were the things that I wanted to do to hit the 1K. Forgive my typing, which at the time of this video I actually haven't hit 1K. I am at 185, so hopefully we could hit that, but I'm grateful regardless. I'm super happy for those of you who subscribed on my last videos, and I look forward to talking to you guys more. And even those of you who have channels of your own, like I see you guys reach out and say like new subscriber here. I look to see who you are if you have a channel of your own, and I do watch a bit of your content. There was this one girl that I saw that she does like artist vlogs, and I thought that was just so amazing because I've never like seen somebody like talk about going to events and setting up behind the scenes of like the art creation. Like I normally see people do like voiceovers as they create their art, but not the process of selling it. I thought that was just such an amazing concept, and I definitely subscribe to her to keep track of her journey as well. So yeah, whenever you guys reach out and comment, it helps me, because you don't always see who subscribes. So like communicating with the people that you follow or you like engage with or watch their content for more than 2 minutes, like communicating in that way might be helpful to also help you grow, because then, you know, we get to see who you are, you get to see who we are, if we're actually like real people or kind people. So that's a wrap for January. Oh, I could have also ticked this off, saving goals, because I did hit those, and I'm really proud of myself. Even though I did overspend, I still did maintain a saving structure, which is the most important part, to be honest. You should still always have some cash flow that you could like utilize, and I just need to really work on my spending this month. So for my goals for February, based off of the fact that I didn't really complete everything in my savings goals, I have them listed again, and these are towards my overall goals at the end of the quarter. So I just have it like laid out in that way that I could hit that goal for definite, stick to my budget, and so that would require me to update my expense sheet. I also have, I guess over here you guys could see, I wanted to get a new pup in the second quarter, but I may get a new pup this month in February. Sorry, it's a possibility. I'm not sure just yet. I feel as though it may happen, but if it doesn't, we need to like restructure the budget to invite our new little fur friend into our lives. And I'm like really excited if it does happen. If it doesn't, it's all about timing with these things, and I'll continue to keep it to the second quarter. But it's a possibility that we may get our new pup in February, sorry. I need to improve my financial knowledge. That's just something that I need to just continuously nurture until I get to a point of investing that I'm like really, really comfortable in. So that's just one of those things I'm just gonna keep working on. So that's my financial goals for February. So even though I didn't hit 1K as yet, my goal for February is to hit 2K. To hit that, I'm gonna post another My Life as a Passion project, becoming a planner girly. I have no idea what to post for my third video as yet, but there's that. I still need to think about another like title idea, or I think as the month goes by, as I journal, like something will come to me at some point in time. Or even like as you guys comment, like sometimes you do get like an idea or inspiration. So I'm just gonna leave that one blank for now, and then eventually I may fill it with something that I feel called to create. And then my final video will be my goals for March. So we're gonna be doing these videos every single month until the end of the year to just reflect on how and who we are. It's gonna be fun. And then another goal of mine is to post every Saturday at 9 a.m. Every single Saturday, this video needs to be up, completely done, up, thumbnailed, and ready for the algorithm to present me to the world. So I'm really aiming to make sure that I make that a habit. Even though I did post continuously this month, it wasn't on schedule. It was kind of like sporadically throughout the weekend. I think one day I did post a Monday, post a Sunday, or one time I posted Saturday. Eventually I want to go through like my analytics with you guys, just to, you know, have you guys keep track on my growth to see how things are going. I don't want any gimmicks when it comes to like trying to build a new channel in 2026. Just be transparent with you guys. Eventually I want to show you guys like how things are going, and I've definitely seen a lot of growth from short form content. The problem is with short form content, they don't generate into followers or subscribers. I've gotten more subscribers from my long form video. I need to figure out if like when people watch my short form videos, are you actually watching my long form videos? Is it actually a lead like what YouTube sets it out to be? Like, do the people just like keep scrolling on YouTube, or do you actually like click to see more of that person's content? But I think it also depends on what the short is sharing. Like if I give you a short that can actually like give you value, maybe that person might decide to watch a longer form videos. I definitely need to look into creating more short form content in general. That would also lead me to my other goal, which is to hit 1K on Instagram. That is definitely going to be one of those things that I'm going to work on this month, but I want to post one picture post per week and one reel per week, focusing on more motivational content, and then maybe like some days in my life. The problem with creating days in the life is that my days are very, very repetitive. I get up, I have my morning routine, and hopefully the only thing that might be a little bit different is the inclusion of our fur friend. But my mornings are the same, and then the rest of the day I'm on a computer working, and then maybe I would opt off, practice some Spanish, and then go for a walk. Another reason why I wanted a fur friend is to like really encourage me to go for those walks in the evening, because I feel as though like when you do things for you, you do them eventually, but if you're doing it for somebody else, something that you love, you definitely do it all the time. And I want that level of responsibility to make me act more in terms of like walking, getting outside, taking in fresh air. I want to do more days in my life, but I just want to take clips and then get very creative with my storytelling on my reels. Again, give you guys value, give you guys like something to aspire to, because I am very, very strong on motivation and changing your life. I'm definitely one of those people who I would say, given how I was raised, like being here today was only a dream for me. Sharing any type of wisdom to anybody else, I feel happy to do that. However, I've just never done it, and I need to like really work on my storytelling, because I feel as though like my deepest problem has been my downfall in hearing my voice or actually like thinking I'm a good storyteller. My other personal goal for February is to get my driver's license. I was trying to get it in January, but I can't anymore. There's a document that I need to have that I can't get, so I'm gonna have to move that to March. So I'll put that in personal for March. Meet with my lawyer, so that's gonna be an ongoing thing. And I put 2 books because I know that I don't want to set myself up for disappointment every single month. If I hit 3 books this month, in February, amazing. But if I don't and I only hit 2, at least I get that that win of a feeling. I feel like I was able to read more books last year, November, December, because I had less things that I was trying to do. And now I have a bit more things. I feel as though like 2 books is a good like medium right now. If I do hit more books, amazing. If not, no pressure. Just I want to continuously give myself that feeling, that reward feeling of completing something. Another one of my goals is to practice Spanish daily. So because I hit that in January, I want to take it a level up. In February, I want to write my morning routines in Spanish, and I also want to write my gratitudes in Spanish rather than in English. It's going to be a bit harder, but that's the only way I can make sure that I'm enhancing my vocabulary daily and improving. So my professional goals, so I want to do more tests. I want to start testing for my Google Ads, the Google Ads that I started watching some videos on. So I want to do some testing for those and actually building. So for one of my things that I would love to accomplish this year is learning more about coffee. And I'm definitely a lover of coffee. I think every single video I've created is started around coffee. And I do want to do some form of business around coffee at some point in time. I'm in a country, Panama City, where we are known for the coffee industry here. It's actually one of the best coffees in the world. So I want to learn more about rebranding coffee and also the history behind coffee, getting more knowledge behind, the creation of coffee a lot more, that I could create a great blend. I'm going to learn a bit more about coffee this month. That's definitely like top of the list of things that I would love to improve on this month. And also I want to plan my work content in advance. I feel once I do that, I have more time during my day to learn about coffee, to learn about Google Ads. So once I create content for clients and for my work in advance, ahead of time, have everything scheduled, that I have more time back for my month, that I could produce content and also stimulate my mind and work really towards my goals this year. So my self-care, I want to get another massage. Although I have not gotten this one as yet, we're gonna get a massage, get a facial, and I want to do more meditation this month. That's definitely gonna be key. I want to start every day just feeling at peace. So definitely going to be working on my meditation practices this month. And then I'm not sure why I kept them separate, but my health and well-being, I want to work out 5 days a week. That's something that's never going to change unless anything happens like travel or anything like that. But the aim is to work out 5 days a week. This is it's the beginning of the year, so I like to get like my full blood work done and then get my dental cleaning. I think 1 or 2 of those I might do in March, but I'll decide based off of my financial review. I'll decide which one would need to wait until the next month, because those things are not cheap. So there's some vitamins that I need to order. Stretch in the morning, definitely a must. Back to the 3 meals a day. We're gonna keep doing this until we improve my consumption, drink more water, and then go for more walks. Once we have our fur friend, I feel like the goal for more walks might come a lot more naturally, a lot more easily, and that is it. Felt like a mouthful. So those are my goals for January and for February. This is I don't want to scroll too far because I have my vision board at the bottom and I don't really want to share that. Yeah, this is pretty much the end of the template here. So it just goes to here, and then further down is my vision board. So but yeah, this is my template for my goals for 2026 and how I'll be tracking them. So I'm now about to make another cup of tea. I've been definitely loving tea in the afternoon. This is my little coffee corner that I created, and I love her. And I got a brand new coffee machine. I should have probably done an unboxing of it, but since this is not a day in my life or anything like that, I didn't want to consume you guys. I probably would add it in the next vlog, but I got this from Amazon. It was on sale for Christmas, and she came and she's gorgeous. She's absolutely beautiful, because you guys could tell I have this aesthetic in terms of whites, and I think my tones are kind of like Nautica. I probably calling the wrong thing, but I am Caribbean, so the blues, I like blues and such, but I like a nice clean aesthetic and then pops of blue, and I think that's about it. Blues and the sagey color. I too like these tones when it comes to a household aesthetic. and like a bit of gray. So I hope you guys like the vibe in the apartment. I'm guessing this might be the last year I'm renting here because I think your girl is ready to move on. I think so. I have these containers that I got from the mall here, and I have one that says coffee and then one that says tea. So I have a whole bunch of tea bags in here. So I had green tea a moment ago. I want to find a chai. Not seeing anymore. We are out of chai. So we are out of chai. So we are gonna do another green tea. But one thing I noticed about myself in terms of tracking, and I think that's the benefit of tracking your expenses and even checking in with yourself and setting goals, and you're able to get to know yourself better. And I definitely noticed that your girl spends a lot of money on groceries. I don't do a lot of shopping in terms of like clothes but definitely when it comes to buying groceries, as soon as I feel like eating something different or fresh or new, I go to the supermarket again, maybe like twice a week sometimes. And I'm not saying like a full grocery run, but there's some weeks where I just like top up on something and then I get other things that I need to top up and not need. Like I top up on things that I don't need just yet. And I find when you do that too many times, you just be racking up bills, girl. So I got this kettle from a Chinese shop here. Absolutely love it. It's the best thing ever. I've also been using this a lot. I think I showed you guys this morning. Are you guys too far? I think you need to stand over there. But yeah, I got this from the Canadian brand. I don't think I've ever really spoken about it on the vlog, and I don't think I showed it that well just now. But yeah, I got this lion's mane that I take in the morning with my coffee, and that's been really good, really vibes.